On the evening of the 3rd of March 2021, 33-year-old marketing executive Sarah Everard disappeared in South London. Living at the time in London's Brixton Hill area, she went missing after leaving a friend's house near Clapham Common to walk home. On the 9th of March, Wayne Couzens, a Metropolitan Police officer with the Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Unit, was arrested in Deal, Kent, firstly on suspicion of Everard's kidnapping and later on suspicion of her murder. On the 10th of March, her remains were discovered in woodland near Ashford, Kent. Couzens was charged with kidnapping and murder 2 days later. A vigil was held for Everard on Clapham Common on the 13th of March, leading to a controversial police response and 4 arrests for breaches of COVID-19 regulations. Sarah Everard was born in Surrey in 1987. She was raised in York, where she attended Fulford School. She studied human geography at St. Cuthbert's Society, Durham University, from 2005 to 2008. At the time of her death, Everard lived in the Brixton Hill area and worked as a marketing executive for a digital media agency. At around 2100 Greenwich Mean Time on the 3rd of March 2021, Everard left the house of a friend near Clapham Junction to the west of Clapham Common. She walked across the common, along the A205 South Circular Road, en route to her home. She spoke to her boyfriend on her mobile phone for about 15 minutes and agreed to meet him the next day, at 21:28. She was seen on doorbell camera footage on Poyers Road and 4 minutes later on the dashcam of a passing police car. CCTV footage from a bus passing her route at 21:35 also assisted the investigation. Everard's boyfriend contacted the police on the 4th of March after she did not meet him. At 16:20 on the 10th of March, police searching Hodes Wood near Ashford, Kent, found human remains in a large builder's bag. They also searched a garage linked to a suspect at the top of the White Cliffs, next to St. Martin's Battery, overlooking Dover Harbour. On the 12th of March, Everard's body was identified through dental records. On the 14th of March, police cordoned off a section of the rope walk in Sandwich, Kent. In relation to the investigation, the Mayor of Sandwich, Jeff Franklin, estimated that 1 square mile of the town was restricted by the cordon. On the 16th of March, police continued to comb woodland in Kent and specialist divers searched underwater for Everard's mobile phone. On the 9th of March, Kent police arrested Wayne Couzens, a 48-year-old Metropolitan Police constable and firearms officer, at his home in Deal, on suspicion of kidnapping. On the 10th of March, the day Everard's remains were discovered, he was re-arrested on suspicion of murder. Couzens joined the Metropolitan Police in September 2018 and was assigned to the Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Branch, which is responsible for uniformed protection of government and diplomatic premises. A woman in her 30s was arrested at his address on suspicion of assisting an offender but subsequently released without charge. On the 11th of March, Couzens was briefly hospitalized for a head injury sustained in custody, after which he was returned to a police station. Police say the injury was sustained while he was alone in his cell. He sustained a further head injury in custody the following day, again being briefly hospitalized for treatment. Couzens was charged with Everard's kidnapping and murder on the 12th of March. Following authorization from the Crown Prosecution Service, he appeared at Westminster Magistrates Court on the 13th of March and was remanded in custody before appearing at the Old Bailey via video link from Belmarsh Prison on the 16th of March. The plea hearing and provisional trial are set for the 9th of July and the 25th of October 2021 respectively. On the 11th of March, Home Secretary Preeti Patel released a statement saying that every woman should feel safe to walk on our streets without fear of harassment or violence. And Mayor of London Sadiq Khan stated that London streets are not safe for women or girls. Patel announced that new laws are being considered to protect women against sexual harassment in public, including the potential of making public harassment a specifically defined crime. On the 12th of March, a message was sent to all police chiefs that made it clear that Patel wanted them to stop people gathering at vigils. She also promised she would personally urge people not to gather. A vigil under the name, Reclaim These Streets, was planned for the 13th of March on Clapham Common was cancelled after talks with police broke down. The police had advised the organizers that it would be considered an illegal gathering under COVID-19 pandemic restrictions, and the court refused a request to intervene in the police decision. Similar events planned for Edinburgh and Cardiff were officially cancelled in favour of online events. However, vigils still took place in several British cities, including Birmingham, Bristol, Cardiff, Edinburgh, Leeds, Nottingham and Sheffield. The Metropolitan Police asked the Independent Office for Police Conduct to conduct an investigation of